Hello students, today we will see the facial muscles. So the facial muscles are subcutaneous muscle. Okay, these muscles are subcutaneous muscle. Subcutaneous means under the skin. So you know that there are 4 layers of skin. First epidermis, then dermis, then subcutaneous tissue, and fourth is muscle. So facial muscle is subcutaneous muscle. It is inserted into the skin, that's why their various facial expressions comes out. So it is also known as facial expression muscle. So it has a small motor unit. So what is motor unit? Motor unit, it is a combination of motor neuron and all its muscle fibers. So embryologically, facial muscle, it develops from mesoderm of the second brachial arch. Now functionally, there are 3 functional openings of the face. You can see this is palpebral fissure, this is nostril, and this is oral fissure. So these are openings through which various functions are occurred. So these muscles are regarded as the regulator of these 3 openings. Okay, this is palpebral fissure, this is nostril, and this is oral fissure. So there are 2 types of muscle. First is constrictor, that is sphincter muscle, and third and second is dilator muscles. Sphincter constricts the muscle and dilates the muscle. Now let's see the muscles. So it is studied under the 4 topics, that is the muscle of scalp. First we will see the muscle of scalp. There is only one muscle of scalp that originates from the frontal region and goes backward. You can see this is the frontal region and goes backward, so it is called occipitofrontalis muscle. It is occipitofrontalis muscle. And on the scalp there is a connective tissue known as gilia aponeurotica. Gilia aponeurotica. This is connective tissue on the scalp, and the muscle that connects the frontal region to the occipital region is occipitofrontalis muscle. First muscle of scalp, occipitofrontalis muscle. Then we will see the muscle of ear. So there are 3 muscles attached with the ear. First is auricularis anterior. Second is auricularis superior. And third is auricularis posterior. So there are 3 muscles attached with the ear. First is auricularis anterior, second is auricularis superior, and third is auricularis posterior. Now we'll see, and also note that these muscles of the muscle of ears are vestigial muscles, that these muscles have no function. Now see the muscles of eyelids. We will see the muscles of eyelid. First we will see corrugator supercilii muscle. This muscle here is corrugator supercilii. What it does is it moves the eyebrows upward. Okay, it moves the eyebrows, upward, not downward, and toward the nose and inner eye. Okay, downward and towards the nose and eye. So this is corrugator supercilii muscle. The second muscle we have orbicularis oculi muscle. It also has 3 parts. This is orbital part that covers the orbit. This is orbital part that covers the orbit. Now we have lacrimal part that covers the inner canthus of eye. Lacrimal part. And the third, where upper and the lower eyelid, that covers the upper and the lower eyelid, that calls palpebral part. Okay, this muscle is orbicularis oris, and it has three parts: orbital part, lacrimal part, and palpebral part. So the third muscle is levator palpebral superioris. This is levator palpebral superioris muscle. Now we will see the muscle around the nose, nostril. So there are four muscles of the nose. We can learn by PCDD, by a mnemonic PCDD, and we can learn the muscle around the eye by COL. COL means corrugator supercilii, or orbicularis oculi, and third is levator palpebral superioris muscle. Okay, call, and the muscle of nostril by PCDD. First muscle is procerus muscle. Okay, here we have procerus muscle between two eyebrows. Suppose this is eyebrow, so between two eyebrows this is procerus muscle. Then we have compressor nasi. This muscle is here on the nose, is compressor nasi. What it does, it constricts the nose, nostril. Okay, so it is sphincter muscle. Okay, this muscle is sphincter muscle. The third is dilator nasi. What it does is it dilates the nostril. It dilates so it is a dilator muscle. And the fourth is depressor septi. The fourth muscle here is depressor septi. So you can learn by PCDD, the muscle of nose, procerus, compressor nasi, dilator nasi, and depressor septi. Now we'll see a very important muscle of oral cavity, that is mouth. Sorry, not oral cavity, but the mouth, the muscle that surrounds the mouth. The first very important muscle that surrounds the mouth in a circular way, it is the orbicularis oris muscle. Orbicularis oris muscle. This muscle is sphincter muscle. That means it closes the mouth, helps in the closure of mouth, closure of lip. Then the second we have buccinator muscle. We have learned in the mandible that buccinator muscle. It arises from the lateral border of the oblique line, okay, and inserted into the upper lip. What it does is to keep the food into the mouth, into the oral cavity between the teeth, and it makes the cheek flattened. This is buccinator muscle, also known as blowing muscle. Blowing muscle. Then we have levator labii superioris aliqua nasi. Levator labii superioris, that means it is a combination of two muscle. Levator labii superioris and aliqua nasi. This muscle, levator labii superioris, aliqua nasi, what it does is it pulls the upper lip, levator labii superioris, aliqua nasi. it pulls the upper lip upward. Okay, the name is here shows that levator labii superioris. It means it pulls the lip upward. Now we have two muscles that originate from zygomatic bone, the zygomaticus major and zygomaticus minor. So anteriorly, the muscle that originates from the upper lip to the zygomatus is zygomaticus minor. Zygomaticus minor, and posterior to this muscle is zygomaticus major. Zygomaticus major. So it is clearly seen that this muscle is anteriorly placed. So what it does is it lifts the upper lip upward. It pulls the upper lip upward, and the zygomaticus major, it pulls the angle of the mouth laterally while time of smiling. So at the time of smiling, this zygomaticus major muscle pulls the angle of the lip laterally. This is zygomaticus major and this is zygomaticus minor. Okay. Now we have fourth muscle, that is levator labii superioris. This is levator labii superioris, levator anguli superioris, then depressor labii inferioris and depressor anguli oris. Okay, this is levator labii superioris. Levator labii superioris, it pulls the upper lip upward. This is levator anguli oris, it pulls the angle of the mouth laterally. Hence the name says levator anguli oris, that means it pulls the angle of the lip. And levator labii superioris, it means the upper lip, it pulls the upper lip. Then the depressor anguli oris, that it means pulls the angle of the mouth downward, laterally downward. And the depressor labii inferioris, it pulls the lower lip in downward direction. Okay, so what we have seen here, that there's two zygomaticus muscle, zygomaticus minor and zygomaticus major, and four, the levator labii superioris, levator anguli oris, depressor labii inferioris and depressor anguli oris muscle. Then we have the mentalis muscle. It originates from the incisive fossa. It retract and protrude the lower jaw. Mentalis muscle. To retract and protrude the lower jaw. Then we have a risorius muscle. Here is a risorius muscle. At the angle of the mouth, we have risorius muscle. This muscle retract the angle of the mouth. This muscle retract the angle of the mouth. Okay, that's it. So please revise the muscle with me. The first muscle of scalp, the muscle of scalp is occipitofrontalis muscle. Then come to the ear. There are three muscle of ear: auricularis anterior, auricularis superior and auricularis posterior. Then comes to the nostril. Then the nostril, we have four muscle: PCDD, the procerus muscle, the compressor nasi, dilator nasi and depressor septi muscle. Now comes to the eye, that is eye muscle. So we have three eye muscle and we can remember this by mnemonic COL, that is corrugator supercilii, orbicularis oculi and levator palpebrae superioris muscle. Then the muscle around the mouth, orbicularis oris muscle, this muscle, orbicularis oris muscle, then the buccinator muscle. Then we have levator labii superioris aliqua nasi, levator labii superioris, aliqua nasi. Then zygomaticus minor muscle, zygomaticus major muscle. Then levator labii superioris muscle, levator anguli oris muscle. Then depressor labii inferioris muscle and depressor anguli oris muscle. Then mentalis muscle, and the last risorius muscle. Hope you like the video.